nice. So this is going to look like a 2-0 Vu moving on forward here tonight. Do you know what we have coming up next?
That's a good question. What do we have left?
Yeah.
At the 10 p.m.
Actually,
mark, we have Z4 and Vampire and Destructor versus
Nice.
Griffin.
That should be good. Yeah, because I didn't even look at the schedule. It was like I hopped home from work and just like immediately got on. So I need to go check those out, man. But thanks for the info. We're going to be seeing this thing close off in just a few minutes here. Fiend probably won't be making it to New York, but definitely want to throw a lot of appreciation his way and, you know, not let this be a mark against him. I mean, sometimes you just got to go, you know what, it's Vu. If I'm going to lose, I might as well lose to one of the best.
Yeah. And, you know, I can't wait to see Vu facing off against kind of an extreme opponent. I mean, I pointed out at the start of the night, his biggest hurdle was to hang, which strangely enough doesn't really look like that much of a hurdle. Again, I think the hang's just been kind of off his game lately, and here Fiend is getting kind of shafted to a crisp. But Vu, on the other hand, yeah, Fiend says I should have just forfeited. Vu, on the other hand, you know, he's showing us a lot of, I think, kind of steadiness, a beautiful amount of aggression. He's making some really smart decisions. He seems to be very kind of quick with his aim. Seems to be very on point with it. I mean, I don't think that he's ended many matches below a 45% rail. Right now he's at a 55%. And, you know, he's also, you know, really just kind of showing me that even though we haven't really seen him in the champion chair in quite some time, shots like that will definitely earn him a spot to the big show. So tonight, I think we can say that he's like literally won every single thing that he's played. Yeah. And he's done it all with grace and ease, it looks like. 60% railgun.
Alright guys, final minute, and we just got informed that Vampire's being held for us, so I never ever expect any matches to be held for broadcasting. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way, but it's definitely appreciated when it does happen. Indeed. So, plus.
Yeah. Well, that being said, it is being held by, at this point, 1 minute. So, you know. Yeah, so for those that are having trouble with lag, either get better internet or check out our low-quality stream. If you take a look in the topic of our IRC channel, poundql.tv on irc.gamesurge.net, we have the links to both high-quality and low-quality streams, so please check it out. All right, we're about to get underway here. 0-4 facing off against Vampire. Vampire, who had a decent showing at QuakeCon. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Vamp is one of those players who can do some really amazing things, but hasn't quite figured out, like, there's a hurdle in his way, and he hasn't quite figured out how to get over it in terms of getting to that kind of next tier. And
by the way, if you have never met Vampire, he is the nicest guy ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed meeting him at QuakeCon, and when I was hanging out with Slasher and Wheat this weekend, they were giving me some history lessons, and apparently the guy used to be really involved with putting together tournaments and doing coverage and stuff too, which I had no idea about. So, cool guy all around.
The drops have begun. We've got Hectic drop, T4 dropped, Dismemberment dropped, and DM13.
I don't like John dropping Hectic.
Aw,
Me neither.
Especially after what we saw. What are the last three? So it's going to be Arrowwalk, ZTN, and Furious Heights remaining. Now, leaving up T7 for
Yeah, that's
0-4.
definitely interesting.
Yeah.
If I was Vamp, I would be picking T7 right now. Oh, that was a mistake.
He's picking Aerowalk. Yikes.
Really?
Interesting.
Come on. Maybe Vamp doesn't know T7 very well either, but...
Well, of course, he did see... Oh, he does. But he did see Z4 have a little bit of a rough time on it earlier tonight. You know, he wasn't his typical form.
Yeah, but no offense to Vamp, but I don't see him ever beating John on Aerowalk.
Well, he said the same thing about Destruct, so let's not get too carried away with that.
Oh, no, I did not say I could never see Destruct beating him on Aerowalk.
Okay, that's true.
I just wasn't expecting Destruct.
But it was a one-word answer.
Ass.
It was a one-word answer. And to be fair, I had the same response. I think everyone was really surprised. You know, Destruct definitely showed that he had some amazing chops on Aerowalk tonight. His rocket aim was phenomenal. That being said, Vamp, I think, relies a lot more on his railgun, and I can see that being helpful, but I don't think it's going to be as toppling as you know, having a really serious rocket aim. You know, the railgun only taking 80 damage with each hit, and of course with its long reload time, Vamp will have to really be pulling out some of his best rails in order to come out with a win tonight, I think. We're about to get underway here in the final match of the night, 0-4 versus Vampire. We're going to watch 0-4 out of the gate. And here we are, rocket launcher spawn to yellow armor. Mega health goes to Vamp. Z4 will get an easy red armor. He's going to try to time it so he can get off of the platform. We're taking minimal damage. He does hit him mid-air, shoving Vamp down to the railgun platform. And Z4 will have an easy time picking up the other yellow armor. He's going to cross the map and probably drop in soon to grab himself a lightning gun before the mega health battle. Instead, he's going to find Vamp at the rocket launcher. And thankfully, Vamp went through the teleporter, as 0-4 can have time to go get the lightning gun he wants, and of course, wait for the mega spawn.
Nice rail from Vampire, utterly unresponded to as well. Vampire heading back up to top plasma yellow, but it's going to be a play here for red armor in just a few seconds. Vampire getting the last grab without taking a scratch, very helpful here. But 0-4 getting the initial damage is going to be very strong coming into it, even after having the stronger initial stat. Now he's got Vampire shoved back into the corner. There's no way back out of this, and 0-4 is even expecting a rebound from Vampire before he makes the play for red. Changing up the timing of that just a little bit. Vampire's going to be waiting a little bit longer for the ambush, but he's still willing to stick it out just to do a little bit of splash. 0-4 though, I mean, he's going to be able to get Mega now. And very nice idea to pop out there, kind of off-putting Vampire's prediction, and also being able to grab Mega in the span between reloads. So very solid play from 0-4. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a frag here come at the next play for, well, actually this is kind of interesting. We have Mega and Red coming up at nearly the same time. This could be a possible trade-off. Vampire might be able to play this smart and get something out of it. Otherwise, now he's going to be taken on down. Now, Vampire being a fresh spawn here, 0-4 should have little trouble reaping both items.
Yeah, and Vamp, his spawn was less than ideal. Z4 can find him and catch him with a rail. That will cripple him. And 0-4, a little bit of a double back, trying to get the kill before he goes for the red. And he's done enough damage to make sure Vamp won't be foolish enough to peek his head around the corridor there. And I'm going to see if he can catch him on the exit. Here comes Vamp heading his way.
Vamp.
Yep.
Some very nice defensive rockets by Vamp, though.
Yeah. Actually, the defensive rockets have really saved him, especially in the previous encounter where 0-4 was about to get the lockdown on him. Vamp's one beautiful square rocket was enough to push Z4 off. Whoops, a little bit of an impotent rocket launcher situation for 0-4, as he was expecting to do a tiny rocket jump there for the red armor, but the old-fashioned teleporter will get it done. Vamp, at this point, has managed to get himself 66 armor, has about full health. Z4 at about 130, 130.
Did you just say he had a flaccid rocket launcher?
Impotent rocket launcher.
Yeah, but it's what you're inferring.
Synonymous. Yeah.
Well, it was. You could tell he looked down and he pressed the button as if it would fire, or hoped that it would fire. Hi.
Oh, sneaky move there.
Come in.
Vampire was
Of your own
visible,
free will. Yeah.
but 04 just didn't quite notice.
No real damage dealt though, so it was +1 for Sneaky. Minus million for actually making it work out and turn into any kind of armor. But now he's been able to stack up with YAs up to 160. Now it's just a question of can he do damage. 04, if he plays this right, he might be able to keep Vampire in here for the duration until he gets the grab from Mega. And Vampire wanting to leave now and make an exit, I mean, this is going to be tricky for red armor. Vampire, he's going to be late here. So look at this, him in the plasma yellow room, just hanging out, losing out on 2 major items, not taking any damage, but mostly he's camping right here. But hey, it's only 1 frag, not exactly the wrong play to be making, wants to make the damage happen before he really makes these plays. But this keeps happening this way. Vampire's going to be losing out.
The other thing that's hurting him is John is just taking all of the shards, so really all he has to work with is that 1 YA.
And actually, Vamp finally gets the chance to trade for red armor. The Z4 grabs Mega. But of course, that being the better grab for 04 as he is, quite frankly, stacked to the 9s here. Or the 180s, however you want to say it. Either way, frag should be soon to follow. Look, he's trying to read it. And he's not quite right. He's close to right. That armor's been up.
Vampire is not really doing much to chip away at this big stack of 04s, but I'm nonetheless impressed with his defensive play. He's really been out of control for so long, and it's kind of a miracle that the frag lead isn't bigger. He's just been playing in the shadows for so long. And great rockets like that, you know, that's why you play defensive. Even though 04 has had the massive stack advantage for so long, they're all of a sudden exactly
Holy
even.
shit, did you see that rocket come out of his ass?
Now now Vampire's going aggressive. He's playing this as smart as he possibly could, considering the circumstances.
Yeah, 04 has lost his stack, and we are going to see, you know, in that last couple exchanges, Vamp got both the, I think, armor and Mega. He hits Mega for a second time, and this time 04 is not there to plant 2 and then 3 rails into him, so he's going to be able to actually get away with a bit of a stack. And how the tables have turned, Vampire is going to try to sink his teeth into his opponent in just a few seconds. Nice timing on that red. And let's go see. Z4 is waiting. Vamp is about to find his prey. It looks like Z4 ducked and ran for cover. But he left up the yellow armor. Vamp will be able to collect and deny at this point. And anything, ooh, actually that would have been a very critical rail, would have forced 04 into a very bad situation. Vamp really needs to do damage on this red. He needs to catch Z4 and keep him away from this red. This red is everything to 04.
Nice
he's able
pop.
to get it. Yeah, he's able to get it and get away. And nice double back in order to not expose himself here. Vamp firing up grenades. Z4 now having the height advantage, and Vamp is eating rocket after rocket. 3 health, and everything has been thrown away there. Great move by 04 to delay coming around that corner until Vamp was expecting the armor spawn, and then taking the fight when he had every advantage, including that height, working for him. So great work by 04. Great work.
It's been a very slow-paced, but very methodical game for 04, and it's one of the things I think I appreciate about his play is that when it's balls to the wall and it's on Aerowalk or it's on Hectic, 04 comes up to bat. When it's somebody like Vampire on ZTN and they kind of want to slow it down a little bit, 04 doesn't go hunting for it. He doesn't play into a defensive player's qualms a little bit. He kind of matches pace, and he just plays the better game at it. I mean, he's just rocking wonderful timing here. Even though Vampire, I gotta say, he's been able to survive with a hell of a lot, but 04 even then very comfortable with it, and that is what is gonna win him this match.
But now Vampire really is left with nothing. I'm not sure what he can do at this point. He doesn't even have a single weapon other than a rocket launcher and machine gun to his name, so... Oh boy.
I mean,
Maybe the
I'm about to
nades.
say, where the hell did he get a rocket launcher?
Did I say rocket? Excuse me, whoa.
It's alright.
This
This one just got back from LA. I
Holy
mean, he
crap.
still has like LA stuff in him. I think you got on air like
gross.
right as soon as
I
you got
don't
home,
like
right?
About 10 minutes after, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.